Here's the 1% rule. This is why, and I have videos on this. I have so many videos on this, on explaining why it doesn't work. But let's say you're looking at a $100,000 rental property, okay? The 1% rule says it should rent for how much?
Oh, that's it.
$1,000 a month, right? But let me tell you something. You do the real math on that, it will not work out. You know why it won't work out? Because as soon as you take a reserve account out of that, it don't work out. It don't work out. This is why we have burned out landlords, because they don't take a reserve account out. And I'm getting ahead of myself because we're going to teach this. Where I buy, I won't go less than a 1.2 if there's future projection on I can get the rents up or there's a value add. Most everything I buy is at a 1.5 or greater, or I just don't buy it. But that's just my world. I'm not telling you, if you guys all went out there and said, I'm only going to buy a 1.5, you're probably going to have a hard time finding something. I got just more opportunities coming at me. But if you stuck to this 1.2, you'll find stuff. You absolutely will. It's a funny thing because if you ask your agent that isn't in this room with us right now, see how I do that, Bobby? You can learn from me right there, right? Yeah, learn from me right there. Take notes, Bobby. Because agents in this room are brilliant. But what we do is if you go out and talk to just any general agent, you'll say, well, look, I only want to buy it at 1.2. They'll say, oh, you can't find any of those. Those don't exist. They're like unicorns, right? Oh, they exist. They really do. I mean, I just paid $200,000 for a property that I'm going to make $3,400 a month off of, right? What's that factor? 1.6, 1.7, something like that. So you just they're out there though, okay? So let's talk about this. I just shared all that with you. All right, here's what we're looking for on rental properties. We're looking for cash on cash return. This is how we determine what our return is on all properties. I live by the theory that this is the only number that you need to know about when you're going after rental properties, cash on cash return. Now, are there all kinds of things like ROI and all that? Yeah, that's great. But I want to know what my money's doing. Does it make sense for me to put my money in this deal or my money in this deal or my money in this deal? And I do that by understanding cash on cash return. So cash on cash return is formulated by TNOI, true net operating income. Why is it a TNOI and not an NOI? Who knows that?
This doesn't take into account all the fees and all that stuff.
Well, NOI does.
Yeah.
So NOI is gross rents minus all expenses. TNOI is gross rents minus all expenses plus debt service.
Yeah.
This is why when people come to me, they go, Zach, the NOI is $300,000. I'm like, no, it's not. Because I got to pay a mortgage payment to get that building. But they do it for a reason in cap rate and value add and things like that. But in our world of real estate, I always use TNOI. Because why? TNOI, it's right there on the board. And I ask you guys the question. TNOI equals gross operating income minus expenses minus your reserve account. That's the safety net that every landlord needs to know about because they don't put it in there. And that's why we have burned out landlords. Minus your debt service, minus your taxes and insurance. That, my friend, is a true net operating income.
Debt service?
That's a mortgage payment. In our world of real estate investing, it's referred to as a debt service payment. It's the debt on the property and we're servicing it by a payment. So that's TNOI. Then we divide that number by the cash that we invested in the deal. Okay?